Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For this review, we're going to be taking a look at a box of Frosted Flakes, a part of a totally nutritious breakfast. Just kidding. If you didn't know, regular Frosted Flakes do not come with a 6 and up sticker. This is the Tony the Tiger Kellogg's Frosted Flakes action figure from Jada Toys. The front of the box literally mimics a box of Frosted Flakes, which is pretty awesome. The side of the box has another image of Tony, hand-drawn, with pictures of Frosted Flakes on there. Then the back of the box actually has a picture of the figure and his slogan, "They're great," on the back. The other side is really cute. It's got the figure, all his accessories that he comes with, and it's kind of put together like a nutrition label, which is really awesome. So yeah, this is just a cover for the box, so it does open up, and then you do see some more art here of Tony the Tiger with his little autograph down there, as well as it says Slam Dunk, and then you get a big view of the figure here. It looks like he comes with a lot of stuff and is painted really well. So let's take him out of his prison and see everything that he comes with. And here's Tony the Tiger out of his packaging. From far away, he looks really, really good, but the unfortunate part about at least my figure, hopefully nobody else's is like this, is that a lot of this paint is kind of sloppily applied. So like on his hand, you can see like white over there. His thumb, you can see some white there. He's got a scuff there on the white of his front, and I think all these, his white is very important, so having that be kind of messed up is kind of disappointing. His eyes are off-centered. So I have to return this guy to BBTS, where I got him from, and hopefully the next one I get is a lot cleaner. So yeah, but if he was clean, you can just see how cool this guy looks. He's got really nice light orange shading on his fur. They didn't even have to do that. It goes around on the arm, on the hands, down to the legs, on the top of the feet. The bottom of the feet even have the brown painted in right there, which is really nice. His stripes are cleanly applied, which is really good. And this is the only face that he comes with. So if you wanted like a different one, you won't be getting that with this one. But for the most part, on the box and in all of his promotional materials, he basically looks like this. So that's pretty cool. In a way, I kind of wish they had like a moving eye gimmick. Normally, I don't really care for that, but I think for Tony the Tiger, it would be pretty cool. So you can get some different kind of expressiveness out of it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And his whiskers are a little bit soft, so you don't have to worry about him falling off the shelf and those breaking. But yeah, the only gripe I have so far is that, my paint's kind of awful, to be honest, on this guy. Now, before articulation, his head can look up about that much. And then I think underneath his scarf, he does have like a movable neck. So you can kind of see that. And this scarf is really nice too. And then he can kind of tilt a little bit. Of course, he can go side to side. He can look down about that much. But yeah, there's not a ton of like neck and head movement like the Blanca figure that came out, but if I'm pushing it a little bit more, you can kind of get him to look up about like that. I don't really know if that's a big difference. For the arms, they do go up pretty far, so at least he can hit a T. This one seems to go up further than this one. I don't know if oh, there we go. It's a little bit further up, which is great. He does have a bicep swivel. He doesn't have a butterfly joint, but this joint here on his shoulder, his arms can go back pretty far. And then he does have double jointed elbows, which this guy is super stiff. So keep that in mind when you get yours. So double jointed elbows. You can use that top joint, but for mine, that top joint is stuck. Let me see if the other side will be better. And his hand flew off. Not really. Okay, so if you can see, the top joint can go, but on this side, his bottom joint doesn't want to go. And on this side, the top joint doesn't want to go, but the bottom joint will go. But you can see that he has a ton of range. And as you saw when his hand flew off, his hands are on these like mushroom pegs. Again, I despise mushroom pegs for hands, because if they're stuck, they're definitely going to snap off. I've had that happen with like NECA figures. I don't know if it's just their plastic, but yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. But yeah, the hands are on these ball or like these hinge pegs that do go in and out on each side. So he has one fist hand that goes in and out, and then this like holding hand that goes in and out. For the ab articulation, he goes back a ton. So that tracks because he's like an athletic tiger. And then he can crunch forward all the way as well. And for the legs, he can do the full splits, or pretty close to the full splits, which is awesome. His knee joint, he has single jointed knees, but they work well to give you at least 90 degrees. Then for the foot, goes all the way down, goes all the way up, and then you do have a really nice ankle rocker. And then the tail is on a hinge, so it spins around, and then you can hinge it up and down if you want, which is pretty cool. And then I guess if you wanted him to like be in a tiger pose, I mean, that's as close as you're gonna get. His head doesn't look up, so it doesn't work that well, but I guess you could get him doing like push-ups or something if you wanted to, or like a plank if you can get his wrist to go. But basically you can, you know, you can get him to do like little exercises. The side to side movement is really nice as well, so going side to side, like his like torso articulation is amazing. Like you can get him to do whatever you really want. Kicking up is about this much. He can kick up pretty far. But yeah, you can get Tony to do basically anything. And of course you can get him into all his famous poses if you wanted that too. Right, so enough about the articulation. I think I covered most of it. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that he comes with. Alright, so for Tony's accessories, he comes with a bunch of cool stuff. So he has a thumbs up hand right here, which is really nicely painted and sculpted. This one's fairly clean. And this one has a hinge that goes up and down. He has a pointer finger pointing up where you can put something on the tip of it. So you can either put the basketball here that he comes with, which is pretty cool. And you have a bowl of cereal right here. You can put the bowl of cereal on there, which is pretty awesome. Speaking of the bowl of cereal, you do have a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Really nice. I kind of wish they did something to, like, I don't know, make it look kind of frosted at the top, but I don't really know how you would accomplish that. So like a white overspray, I guess, but this is cool. Or maybe they could have made some like dynamic looking thing, kind of like how the box has like the milk and the strawberries there. They could have put some in here so it doesn't kind of just look like mac and cheese a little bit. But that's a cool accessory. And then taking a closer look at the basketball, has a nice texture. No complaints there, it's just the basketball. Then the basketball does come with this like spinning effect, so you could put the like spinning effect on the basketball to like he's twirling it on his finger. And this is what that would look like, which is pretty cool. Then he does come with a big box of Frosted Flakes. This is like hard plastic, and it has all the nutrition facts on there, and then it's got the back of a normal box. I don't know if this QR code works. That'd be pretty cool if it did, so if someone wants to scan it and find out, pretty neat. Then on the side, just more Frosted Flakes pictures. And then he comes with a normal pointing finger. And it's so sad because these hands are like perfectly painted and everything, but like my figure is not. And then he has a hand here with the spoon attached. You could probably pull the spoon out of here, but I won't. And it does have some Frosted Flakes on there, so you can make it look like he's eating or serving someone. And this hinge goes in and out. The pointer hands also have up and down hinges as well. And then he has one hand here to cup the basketball, which is nicely painted as well, and you can put the basketball in there. You can cup the basketball like he's dribbling it, or you can also use this hand to hold the cereal. So he's holding the cereal, and then you can have him taking a bite, which is pretty cool. All these hands are easy to take on, take off, as you saw earlier in the video. One just kind of flew off, but so plug that in there. Then you have Tony with his cereal, which is pretty cool. And then this hand that he comes with already in the packaging, you can use that to kind of hold his Frosted Flakes. So you can have them displayed like that if you want. But yeah, I don't know what other accessories I would have given Tony the Tiger. I think this is pretty awesome. The only other thing I guess I would have wanted is another head sculpt, because I know he does, you know, make other expressions in his commercials and stuff like that. So I would have wanted another head sculpt to give him maybe like a neutral smiling face with the mouth closed. But other than that, I think it's perfect. All right, so for size comparisons, here he is standing next to the Storm Collectibles Skullomania figure and the Super 7 2003 TMNT Leonardo figure. Quick update, these guys did finally ship from Super 7, so I should be having the full set this week, and hopefully I can get to reviewing those by the weekend. But yeah, I mean, Tony is standing pretty big. Of course, he's taller than Leonardo. He's almost as tall as Skullomania. Granted, this is a smaller Storm Collectibles figure, but he'll fit right in with your collection if you got any of these guys. And then here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man animated series, and then the Marvel Legends Iron Man here. Again, he's super tall, pretty bulky, so he kind of fits in with these guys as well. He's nearly basically as tall as Iron Man, just because of how like big and wide he is. But yeah, this will look good too if you want him to be feeding your Avengers Frosted Flakes. And then here he is next to the SH Figuarts Daima Adult Goku and the SH Figuarts Vegeta from the Planet Namek saga. Again, I think this looks really good. Tony's a really nice size, so he kind of fits in with all figure lines, to be honest with you. And it, you know, you get some pretty cool shots with him with Goku and Vegeta. And then for a final comparison, here he is next to the Revoltech Ryu Hayabusa, and then here he is next to the Jada Toys DJ from the Street Fighter line. Again, looks good with basically any line you pair him with. He's going to be standing about as tall as these guys. And just comparing Jada to Jada, I mean, looks really good. I do think that, I don't know, the QC on the Street Fighter figures is way better than the QC on Tony the Tiger. Again, maybe it's just mine is a one-off. But I definitely think whatever happened to the QC department between these two figures, like, they have to correct that if it's more than one instance. Before my final thoughts, I really love this figure. I mean, I think Jada Toys did an awesome job. I've never collected any of their other mascots, like the Chester Cheetah or any of the, like the Halloween cereals, but had to get Tony the Tiger because, one, I love Frosted Flakes. I think it's a really good cereal, but I just thought Tony the Tiger was a pretty cool mascot, and I'm glad that he's the first one they decided to do. I'd be interested to do, like, Lucky from Lucky Charms, or the Trix Rabbit, or the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Bird, or even Cookie Crisps, that wolf. That'd be pretty cool. Nesquik would be a cool mascot to do as well. Let me know down in the comments what mascot you want Jada to tackle next. But yeah, this figure is amazing. Definitely bummed I have to send him back and get a new one. So fingers crossed that the new one has perfect paint, and then I could just put him on the shelf and leave him. But yeah, no, this guy is awesome. The articulation is cool. Just got to heat him up so everything works properly. But you can definitely get a lot of fun poses with having him in your collection with all your other action figures. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. You're going to pick up Tony the Tiger? Are you waiting for a different mascot that Jada's going to make? Thank you guys for watching. Take care and have a great rest of your day. I guess he is a little too top heavy.